Welcome to Shop Talks, a series that features a network of influential retailers around the world. This network of like-minded collaborators is called Consortium.
To call it the heart of Asia, and it's easy to see why. The city of Taipei glows vibrant with culture, cuisine, and style that never sleeps. Taiwan was among the first in the world to offer free Wi-Fi to the masses, and it's no coincidence that this global connectivity would influence Taiwanese fashion, carving out a niche for streetwear, drawing inspiration from Tokyo to New York and beyond. The convergence of global streetwear would ultimately be bridged here in the East District by visionaries like Jimmy Woo and his boutique of hand-selected footwear and apparel, appropriately named Invincible.
So we both share really similar passion and backgrounds as well. I mean, like, I lived in different countries throughout my life, and you did too. How does that influence you in terms of the business, the store, and also collaborations?
I think, I'm very fortunate that I was able to study abroad. That gives me more perspective on things. I'm still very rooted, locally. Now I've been back for over 10 years. I still really look internationally what people are doing, and how do I mix it up with the local culture or identity. I think it's really meaningful that you bring a different flavor back to the city.
Let's talk about the store. Does your influences inspire the design?
All the interiors that I do for my store, I just try to keep it really minimal, but at the same time, it's got a character to it. I want the product to be able to speak more than, the setting. So the setting is really just to complement the product. It's not just a sales transaction, it's more about building the culture, the community together. For me, that's really crucial. The first collaboration was with two pairs of Superstar. It's such an iconic shoe, and it was a no-brainer for me to work on a Superstar for my first shoe.
That's interesting to hear, because I remember when I was a kid, back in '99, I saw the front cover of the Limp Bizkit album, and he was wearing the Superstar. So that was that's how I got really interested into the brand.
For me, I think the artist that really influenced me of how I look at Superstar was definitely the Run DMC. Streetwear culture is no longer a subculture. Back then, I think it definitely was. There was a character to it, and it's not speaking to everyone, but now it's the other way around. Now I think streetwear really represents the mass market. I think Taiwanese people in general are very eager to perfect things, and I think Taiwan is still in the maturity period, which I think is great because it means people are just hungry to do better things. To be able to work with the Consortium team on so many projects, they give me this huge opportunity to work on a 4D shoe, and I was the only one in Asia. It's really an honor. You would think, if you have to pick one partner in Asia, you will either be Tokyo, Shanghai, Seoul, or Hong Kong, but they picked Taipei, and it's I'm the underdog, I'm the dark horse. In a way, it's putting Taipei on the map. That's something I'm really proud of, regardless of people like my project or not. I think that's super cool.
What's it like being a trailblazer?
Looking back now, it's quite interesting, because I guess it was a little easier. There weren't that many shops, but that also tells you the market wasn't really ready. Well, I think it's good, I've grown, the market has grown. I think it's a good chemistry.
Can you tell us about your time when you're in New York? Who's that person queuing up for sneakers?
I think that was a really, interesting time. I still get a lot of thrill thinking back.
Was there a specific shoe drop in New York that you always remember?
It must have been the 35th anniversary for Superstar. So they have a couple of collaborations that dropped only at Union in New York to line up in that small block on Spring Street.
Yeah. That
was really memorable. In particular, the neighborhood was really dope. The concept was pirate boats. The Foot Patrol one is dope with olive drab color. I think those two were my favorite ones.
And which one did you get from the collection?
I didn't get any. I didn't have luck. It was just too many people in front of me.
Right.
But I think it was really the journey. That makes it really memorable.
It's more about the experience.
Yes, totally. Back then, when you try to cop sneakers, it's almost like a hustle. you will create your own stash, your own collection, hoping that, if there's a shoe dropping that you couldn't get, then you can maybe trade with someone. That sort of hustle mentality, triggers me to think, okay, if there's such a big market in the US, why couldn't I do that in Taipei?
So I think there was like a gap in the market in Taipei. That's why you wanted to bring the culture back in.
I think I really was trying to bring my passion back home to see if I could start something. People will recognize Invincible's work through the projects. There should be a legacy or signature to everything that I do. It's part of the journey that I'm writing for myself.
Yeah, definitely. So what's the future for your store, like locally and internationally?
Invincible eventually will evolve into like a brand, and I don't really want to emphasize Taipei or Taiwan.
Yeah.
It's like with internet these days, doesn't really matter where you're from. It's about what's being produced, what's being communicated. I think that's really what keeps me motivated.
Invincible, which now boasts 4 unique shops throughout Taiwan, is an equally applicable name for Wu's journey from a young sneakerhead camping out in New York City to putting Taipei on the map as an authority on streetwear culture. Subscribe now to the Adidas Originals YouTube channel to watch the next Shop Talks episode.